It's 93 Anime Variety from the 80s, 90s, and today, DJ Sama. What's going on? The afternoon show is in full effect, and I've got in the house my boy Seif from International Hairlines. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, listen, it's a pleasure. You did me, so you know what I mean? Like, I feel honored
I
to
did
have
your
you.
hairline, man.
Yeah, that's what
Let's
I
keep
meant.
it PG.
Yeah, definitely the hairline. Yeah. No, there will be none of that going on. So talk to me a little bit about what exactly is SMP.
SMP is scalp micropigmentation, right? So it's a hair loss solution. You don't actually get real hair, but you get the illusion of real hair. It's for balding guys, girls with thinning hair, men and women, and but most importantly, it makes you feel better about yourself. It creates confidence. It brings back that swagger that you've missed out since going bald and wearing hats all day long.
Yeah, that's a big problem for a lot of people, and they try to find different solutions to make up for the balding that's going on, and some of those alternatives out there, woo boy, we talked about there's a spray, there's like a laser comb, it's all kinds of craziness.
Fibers, yep, and you put these things on, and then you go to a pool party, and then what?
Yeah,
you can't go anywhere near that pool.
That's just one example.
Right. So this is a great solution. It's permanent, and you go about your life the way you normally would, and you just enjoy it. It's like getting your years back, basically.
So who's SMP for? Is it for an older individual? Is it for a kid that's maybe 20 years old and for whatever reason is losing their hairline?
Yep.
Is it for guys that used to have long rock and roll hair? You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to me.
It's really for people from all across the board. We have clients as young as 19 years old who have already started seeing that recession in their hairline.
Yeah.
And you got I have a client who is 68 years old. He just wanted to look a little bit younger.
Hey, I want to look younger, please. I can't get the curls like I used to.
And trust me, he did get the girls like he used to after the procedure. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let me ask you this, because you seem like a pretty smart guy, and you could pretty much probably get into whatever career line you want to.
Yep.
What made you want to do SMP?
Man, listen, like 50% of men, I lost my hair. I was shaving it. I was happy with it. I wasn't too insecure. But one day I heard this commercial on the radio, of all places, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this kind of makes sense. I wasn't the type of person who's gonna go all out and do fibers and try to conceal it. I wore a lot of hats, which was annoying, but I decided to give this a shot.
Yeah.
And I got it done, and it's literally changed my life. From that time that I got it done, I decided to get into this business right away, because first of all, it was a pretty new concept at the time, and in South Florida, we didn't have many providers doing this.
Yeah.
So I decided to jump, head in, and got trained as I was receiving my treatment, and the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. You have quite a few different locations that we'll talk about later on. But speaking about the training and all that, I mean, this is something that you can't learn on YouTube. Even though some people would like to think you could learn this on YouTube, but it's just not that easy. There's training centers for this, and you actually have a training facility.
Yeah, I actually have the first exclusive SMP training center of its kind that I know of. With any type of new business that's growing and becoming more and more popular, a lot of people are trying to get into it, and a lot of people are trying to take shortcuts and things like that. Unfortunately, there are some unscrupulous people who get trained and then turn around and start training others when they don't have the experience to do it. So our training center really focuses on that one-on-one intensive training. We do apprenticeships, make sure that when you're done with training, you're ready to work on live heads.
Okay.
Because if you try to do this online or learn through YouTube, you're gonna mess somebody's head up.
Oh, I've seen some debacles online.
Yes.
This one guy who had the hairline thing done by someone that he met not too long ago. Yeah. Now his head looks like a helmet. Yeah. It's really bad. Yo, don't try this at home. Just put it that way. Go and get professional training. The shit can go bad. I'm sorry.
No, it can go bad. And unfortunately, it reached a point where I was fixing 2 heads a week.
Yeah.
2 heads a week. Listen, at the height of my business, I was doing about 15 heads a month. You know, when I was doing 2 a week, repair jobs, I knew there was something wrong, and there had to be a better way to train people.
Yeah.
And so I invested heavily in this training center. It's a very intensive curriculum, like I said, and when people go that training, they feel confident in doing it and changing people's lives for the better.
All right, so walk me through it real quick. I'm interested in being an SMP, professional.
Mm-hmm.
How long is the training? Where do I sign up? How do I get into this? And how much money can I expect to make the first year or the second year?
Right, that's a great question. So the training itself, the core part of the training is only 4 days long, right? But the majority of our students have a background in permanent makeup or tattooing or barbers, cosmetologists, estheticians. So they basically pre-train before the intensive hands-on part, which is 4 days. Now they also have the option, like I said, to do a 10-week apprenticeship.
Okay.
If they feel like they're not prepared to take it on, that's mostly for people who come in from the outside and they really want to get in and do it full time. For the majority of people, it's just an additional service that they add to their existing business. But if somebody wants to dive in, like I did, they're better off doing a 10-week apprenticeship. And as far as the income potential, I don't want to sound cliched, but seriously, the sky's the limit. I mean, we will never ever run out of bald men and women with thinning hair. There's plenty to feed everybody.
Yeah,
right?
I know, but I hate to put you under the gun, but seriously, like, how much can a person make from what to what, a year if they really put, 8 hours into it?
If you put 8 hours into it and you do it full time and you do a good job, because when you do good work, you'll get referrals. There's no doubt about it.
That's the way my business works as well.
All right, so you're looking to be making 6 figures in the first year.
That's not bad. That beats flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Right? And it's the only training. It's only professional training. Well, you get back your money, your return on investment after 2 clients.
Yeah.
It takes 2 clients and you get your money back.
That sounds like a good investment to me. And I tell people all the time that if you want to make money, you have to invest in yourself. Absolutely. And that's education, man. Whether you're going to college or you're going to a vocational school.
Yep.
It works the same way with DJing. Now, I know there's a lot of companies out there that do SMP,
right?
All over South Florida and worldwide. Yep. What separates your company, International Hairlines, from the rest that are out there?
So what we do is we put a huge emphasis on the training side of things and to make sure that our newer artists are not out there left to fend for themselves. So we create a mentorship program. So we have the experienced artists mentor the newer artists and make sure that they're up to speed and producing quality work. Because what happens is a lot of people get trained, they'll go by to one of these fly-by-night training operations. They'll do a 1 or 2 day training or online training, God forbid, and they're not gonna feel confident moving forward with it. What we do is we basically hold your hand for a 6 month or a year, however long it takes, to get you on your feet and getting your business established and producing good work. You know why? Because we put our brand alongside your name.
Yeah, so you can't hold their hair.
Right.
You have to hold their hand.
Exactly.
Unless it's a female.
Yeah. So the quality of the work, it comes back on us. So we want to make sure that you're doing well and you're producing quality work for the long term.
Yeah, and you guys do great work. I'm a living proof of it. I loved what you did with my hair. I had a receding hairline, and let me tell you, my girl could not believe. She's like, I feel like I'm dating another man. I go, you are dating another man, and you better act right, girl, because there's some skimmies on the side there. I might want to. No. But all jokes aside, you guys really do great work. I mean, I did 5 treatments, and I was absolutely over the moon with the work you guys did for me. I matter of fact, I've recommended it to a bunch of friends, and I think one of my buddies, Diego, came to you not too long ago, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Diego is a great influencer as well, and he's talking about it. And we're actually working with him in expanding our locations into South Beach now. So
Nice.
So that's a new market we're going to be hitting up.
All right, guess I got a steak dinner waiting for me.
That's right. That's
so
Prime 112.
You go ahead, big dog. In terms of getting in contact with you guys and learning more about the SMP training,
Yep.
and maybe wanting to go to the location to get some hair treatment done, where can they go?
Absolutely. So soon enough, there'll be a location near you somewhere. If you're looking for treatments, it's www.internationalhairlines.com. That's internationalhairlines.com. Or if you're looking for training, it's smptrainingflorida.com.
Got it.
So those are the two places. Or you can follow us on Instagram. Check out before and afters, testimonials, things like that. International Hairlines on Instagram, and SMP Training Florida as well, Instagram and Facebook.
What's your main goal, man? What motivates you? What is it that you're looking to try to do?
Take over the fucking world. No, I'm kidding. No, it's funny though, because you talk to a lot of people in this business, and that really is their goal. And listen, I'm a businessman. I like to see my business flourish and all that. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's all about helping people. It's about giving people opportunities to help other people. This can be such a positive business, but it could also be a negative because it can ruin someone's life. So if you're not careful and if you don't do it properly in the right way, you will ruin a lot of lives.
Oh yeah, man. Image is everything. And if it's not done properly, like you said, it could be it could be devastating, to someone that's like looking to get an improvement done, and then instead what they get is a debacle.
Yeah, I mean, you're depressed about losing your hair in the first place, and then you go and then you end up with a blue helmet. Now what?
Yeah, you got to become a superhero,
or go through 12 sessions of laser.
Woo!
which is painful and more money.
Ugly.
So if anybody, my advice is, okay, if you're thinking about getting it done, do your research. Find out who the artist is. I cannot stress this enough. Do your research, find out how good they are, their experience, and sit down on a one-on-one consultation with them and get to know them. And if you're looking to get into the business, get trained properly, okay? Don't try to take shortcuts because you're going to ruin other people's lives as well as yours.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, testimonial again, DJ Sama, take it from somebody that got it done. International Hairlines are the best in the biz. And I want to thank you for coming through. Thank you. It's 93.9 MIA, variety from the 80s, 90s, and today. DJ Sama, International Hairlines. You know what it is. It's 93.9 MIA, variety from the 80s, 90s, and today. DJ Sama here at the MIA studio. And I got a special guest in the house. He goes by the name of Seif from International Hairlines. What's going on?
How you doing, DJ?
Can't complain, man. Life is good, especially after getting my hairline done over at International Hairlines. I feel younger. I look amazing, and I know you do it for gazillion people, a gazillion bunch of people all over the place. So talk to me a little bit about the SMP process.
So SMP, Scalp Micropigmentation, is a process of essentially tattooing hair follicles.
Let's do it one more time. I didn't like the way it intro. Here we go. Going in 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It's DJ Sama here at the 93.9 MIA studios. I'm hanging out with Seif from International Hairlines, and he's going to talk a little bit about a procedure called SMP. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, well, I got my SMP treatment done, and I'm super happy with the results. People can't stop complimenting, and I feel good. I feel good. So talk to me a little bit about SMP. How does that procedure work?
SMP, man, scalp micropigmentation. It's a hair loss solution. It's for, guys who are losing their hair, receding hairlines, thinning hair, women as well. Even alopecia, we're able to restore that hairline or make thinning hair look thicker. Camouflage alopecia, camouflage scars. It makes people feel better about themselves. It restores their confidence, and that's what we're in the business of.
That's amazing how you do the whole tattooing on the scalp to give it the illusion that there's hair. Because I mean, if you look at me, you could never tell that I had the procedure done. What's the magic behind the madness, bro?
Yeah, man. So it's the magic, the magic sauce, and I'm not one of those people who likes to like hide it. I talk about it all the time, whether it's in my trainings or to everyday layman people. Um, the magic, honestly, is to establish an underlying shadow layer, and then build upon that the follicle replication. Thereby, it gives it this that 3-dimensional look. It looks so natural. It looks so real,
Yeah.
as opposed to just pounding dots onto a head. You
Yeah,
know.
because I've gone up on different websites
Mhm.
with different companies, and the hairline doesn't look the same
Yeah.
the way you did it to me.
Yeah.
So you definitely have an artistic way of going about it.
Absolutely. Layering is key. It's all about layering. It's all about getting a base of a good foundation and then building upon it. It's almost like you're building hair, or the illusion of hair onto a flat surface. Without that, it's not gonna look as natural.
And it doesn't matter what age group you're in. You know, you could be a teenager at 19 years old losing your hair, or you could be a 68-year-old, Century Village
Yeah.
resident that's
Yeah.
looking to, still swag it out with some sexy females,
Exactly.
and want to get that change going on.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, listen. Whether you've lost your confidence because you're young and you lost your hair, or you're going through a midlife crisis and you want to get that swagger back. This is for you. It's not invasive. It's permanent. It's the only hair loss solution out there that's guaranteed to have results. Everything else, transplants, that's a 50% chance of it sticking around. All the topics, all the concealers and things like that, those are only temporary and they wash out with water.
Yeah. It's a lot of quick fixes out there. Let's
Yep.
talk a little bit about that. Some of the quick fixes out there. There's a spray.
Mhm.
There's a laser comb.
Mhm.
You got the hair plugs. But like you said to me, and from what I've seen, those are quick fixes
Mhm.
to what the real root of the problem is.
Yeah.
You lost your hair, and
Yeah.
now you want to try to find a remedy to get it back.
Right. So we're not gonna bring your hair back. Nobody can but God. You know what I mean?
Well, not bring it back, but make
Yeah.
it the illusion that it's back.
Exactly, and that's what we do. We're
A
like
permanent
exactly. We're like
illusion that is back.
exactly. We're illusionists. You know?
Even though you said that you recommend that every year or so you come back for like a touch up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to
Okay.
you want to keep it fresh. You know what I mean? Like any type of pigmentation, when it settles, it does fade a little bit, and you want to keep it fresh and make it look good. And part of the importance of doing it properly the first time around is that when you do come back for a touch up, you still have room, and the correct spacing for it to look natural after the touch up. Some people go way too aggressive with it at first, and then that's how it ends up looking like a helmet. When you go too aggressive, and then down the years it all settles in and cakes on.
Yeah. And, there's a lot of men out there. They try to camouflage
Mhm.
the hair loss by wearing hats.
Comb
And
overs.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I've even heard of people painting their hair.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, dude, let's find a good solution, and International Hairlines has it for you. Don't be scared, man. First of all, it's non-invasive and it's cost effective. Those are the two things that should entice you to want to learn more about it. Go down and see Seif or one of his,
Locations.
locations. But what do you call the guys that work with you?
Artists.
One of his artists, and get the treatment done, because it's going to give you the solution that you've been looking for. And that's to make you look young again, and make you feel vibrant, and make you still be sexy and swaggy.
That's right.
And you also have a training center.
That's true. I started training people because frankly there was no quality trainings out there. People were kind of winging it, learning through YouTube videos and all types of know-it-alls. And yeah, the training center is very intensive, with live models. And when you leave our training, you're going to be confident enough to start doing the procedure on clients.
And it's a career changer. It
Absolutely.
gives you a profession that you can actually make some six figures in.
Right. So we get people who come from a completely different field, like I did, and they can do it full time. And you also have people who are already in the beauty industry, and this procedure is so in demand that they add it to their portfolio of services, and they're able to offer it, and they double their business overnight, basically just by learning this new trade.
Wow, that's amazing. If people want to find more about what you do and how you do it, where can they go?
You can go to smptrainingflorida.com. And if someone's interested in getting the procedure done, it's internationalhairlines.com.
Could you do somebody's hair that's absolutely bald? Like when I went to you, I had some hair that was receding, but how about if the guy's just absolutely bald?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've worked with alopecia patients, for example, alopecia universalis or totalis, as some people call it. It's complete hair loss. Those people lose. It's an autoimmune disease, so they lose their hair on their entire body. They don't even have eyebrows. And I actually love working with these patients because this is where the artistry comes in, and you're able basically to create an entire haircut from scratch.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Very cool. What other advice can you give people out there that want to get a treatment done or thinking about it, but are on the fence or maybe don't know where they want to go? You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of what center is going to do it for them.
Absolutely. My number one advice is do your research. I cannot stress that enough. Do your research. Meet with your artist in person. Don't just go by their fancy website or whatever. Meet them. Go in for a consultation. Look at their portfolio. Find out how they're going to attack your particular problem. What is going to be their game plan for a solution for you personally? Don't just go off, by fancy websites and BS basically that people can pump up, right?
Yeah.
So do your research, get to know your artist, and if you trust them, go with them.
Yeah, and when I think about some of the preliminary things that were done before I actually got the procedure done, was I remember walking into your center in Coral Springs, and one of the things that you did was sit down with me and you asked me what are your goals? What is it that you're trying to accomplish here? Are you, you know what I mean? Do you want a natural look? Do you want a sharp look? So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered before you actually get the procedure done. And then you take the marker and you show exactly where that hairline is going to be presented.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that gives me a chance to take the picture home and look at it and be like, oh, yeah, I can see myself looking like that. Yeah, that's cool. Or nah, on second thought, maybe I want the hairline to be a little further up. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of gives you a temperature of where you would want the procedure done and how you would want the procedure done. And like you said, it's better to not be as aggressive in the beginning so that you have room to pull back on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really worked out great for me. I was very comfortable with the process. And then, the different sessions that were taken, we talked about, each involvement. And I absolutely enjoyed the journey. You know what I mean? I was like really, really happy at the end. I was like, okay, I felt like I was guided through the whole thing, and you were like a mentor, you know what I mean, from session to session. And I couldn't be happier, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, trusting me with your scalp, and
because it is a very personal thing, man.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can tell how passionate I am because I talk through the entire process, right?
Yeah,
I like my clients to know exactly what they're going through and why this is done that way, and why a conservative approach is better, and the importance of layering and aftercare, of course. All these things are super important. It's not a matter of you coming in and me pounding dots on your head and calling it a day.
Yeah. And the only part that I hated was when you kept saying, "Oh, you can't take a shower, you can't drink alcohol." I'm like, man, I can't get my drink on.
Hold up.
You killed me with that.
I never said that. I never said you can't take a shower.
Well, not take a shower. You can't wet your hair.
You can shower all you want. You just can't wet the treated area for 3 days.
Yeah, folks, don't think you can't take a shower. You can take a shower.
And I never said don't drink alcohol either. You can drink alcohol, just don't drink the night before.
Yeah, that's what I said. You said you can't drink alcohol the night before.
Take 1 day off, man.
I know it was hard. It was hard, but I did. I'm a DJ, man. We party like rock stars every single day, yo.
You can drink all you want the night of the treatment, not the night before.
No, it makes sense though, because you don't want your blood to thin out. Exactly. You know what I mean? While you're getting the freaking dot. And you know what? One thing I forgot to tell you guys is it really doesn't hurt. It feels like like a little tap on your head like that.
Yeah, but if you're hungover, it'll be annoying.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like. It feels like a little tap like this. Mm-hmm. But put it this way, it feels like a woodpecker is drunk and he's just like trying to tap into your head.
At least someone was drinking.
That's what it feels like. So it's really not painful whatsoever, and it goes by so fast. You're in there and you're hanging out, you're listening to music, and Seif is telling you all kinds of crazy stories. Yeah. So it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, you can listen to music, watch movies, Netflix, text message away, video chat. Clients do all kinds of things when they're getting their head treated.
Yeah, it's comfortable. It was for me. I mean, you lay back and then you get on your stomach to do the other part of your hair, and before you know it, it's over. And then you look in the mirror and you're like, whoa. Wait a minute. Who's that guy? I don't know that guy. That guy's sexy. He looks like what I used to look like 10 years ago. ¿Qué está pasando aquí? Me cago en la madre.
That's my favorite part, man. When they come off the chair.
I swear to God, when I left the S&P place, I'm not gonna lie. I went home and I was looking in the mirror for about an hour. It's like, who are you and what are you doing here? You know what I mean? So it was an awesome feeling. S&P International Hairlines. Give them the numbers one more time and the website.
All right, the phone number is 833-INTL-SMP. I don't know the numbers, but I know the letters. INTL-SMP.
Okay.
And that's 833, not 800. And the website is internationalhairlines.com.
Again, man, good luck in all your future endeavors, man. And I think you guys have a multi-million-dollar company in your hands.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your time.
It's 93.9 MIA, DJ Sama. You know what we do. Variety from the 80s, 90s, and today. No fuimo! Awesome.